welcome back to the channel. As you can see tonight, I'm out beach fishing. Come down to Felixstowe to fish right by Felixstowe docks in the estuary here. It's the River Orwell, and I made a bit of a faux pas. I'll show you in a little while what the faux pas is, but it's quite a massive faux pas to be honest with you. But as you can see behind me, we've got the docks of Felixstowe. They're working away on the old container ships there, getting all our Christmas goodies in, Xboxes, PlayStations, and God knows what else, just to keep our Christmas going. But yeah, it's a Friday night, massive tides, which may give you a hint as to what the faux pas is, because I've turned up at low tide to fish the flood here. I know the ebb here absolutely runs like a train, you know, it hammers through here, and it makes fishing light tactics impossible, because that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm down here fishing very, very light tactics, seeing what I can pull out. Love to see some flatfish. That is what I really want to catch, a flatty, preferably a flounder. Don't get me wrong, they are quite rare in it, but you do get some chunky, clonking ones from them. I've had them out of here over a pound before. But I reckon there's going to be a lot of pouting, a heck of a lot of schoolies, and maybe, of course, whiting. Who knows? But that's why I haven't gone on the seafront tonight, because I know full well out there is going to be absolutely teeming with whiting. So yeah, stick with me, stick through the session, and we'll see what we can get out down here right next to the port of Felixstowe. So, the faux pas of which I was going on about. I know it's a massive tide tonight, but whenever I've been down here, and I've fished here a lot of times, the tide's never really gone out super far. So I've turned up bang on low tonight, expecting there to be a little bit of water, perfect for flatfish. You know, I can cast into maybe, even if it's 10 inches of water, cast into it with, just leave it slack, let the baits roll around. But no, I don't know if you can see this, but this tide has gone out a heck of a long way. And I'm talking, you probably can't see that. It's now flooding in, don't get me wrong, it is coming over. But it's going to be quite a while before I can fish. But I'm not bothered. Set up, everything's nicely set up, you know, I'm now ready to fish. And the good thing is I've been able to spot some gullies. Come down here at low and I found gullies I didn't even know existed, so I'm now aiming for them to fish into, because I know full well fish will be rolling through the gullies, you know, they always do. What a faux pas. Yeah, I don't rock that, I was like, what the heck? But I'm not going to go on the seafront. If I go on the seafront, I know full well it is going to be a whiting fest. And I don't want a whiting fest, you know, I want to catch something different, because around here at the minute you put ragworm out, lugworm out, that rod's going straight away. There's chance of other species down here as well, you know, there's chance of big bass obviously. Rays, always chance of a little ray down here or two. And of course, the flays. But yeah, right. I'll probably come back to you once this tide's coming, because there's not really much else I can do and talk to you about until this water floods up. You're probably talking about another half hour, I reckon, or so. So I'm going to go and sit back, eat some chocolate eclairs, and I'll come back to you in a little while. That water has flooded in very quick, probably talking 15 to 20 minutes after I last came on camera to you, so I'm going to get my first cast out. However, I'm just going to show you how I'm fishing tonight. Now, I'm fishing fairly light tactics tonight. I've got my beach ledger rod, I'm using my 8-pound main line, I'm fishing a 2-hook flapper on a rolling lead. Now I'm going to do another video on a rolling lead later on in the year, showing you how to use it. It is a tactic that can absolutely change your fishing completely. But I'm not going to go into all that now, because that's for another time. But if you can see, this is a flapper. You have, linked to the main line, you just have a snood coming off there, and on there I've got a little bit of rag to a size 6 hook. And then you've got the rest of your snood, and then because I'm going for flatties, I've tied this one quite close to the lead, so that the lead will sit on the bottom, and this will be very close to the bottom, flapping around on the bottom. And the lead I'm using, like I say, I'm using a plain lead. This is bucket lead. The tide's going to be quite strong tonight, so I don't want it rolling around, otherwise I use a ball lead or I use something a lot heavier. This is 105 grams Takana bucket lead. The colour in the daytime I find makes a lot of difference for the old flatties, because they're inquisitive fish, they'll come in, but at night time it doesn't really make much of a difference. However, just put a blue one on for tonight. And this will move a little bit, but because it's got the flat edge on the front, it will dig into the bottom, you know. It will move a little bit, it will dig in, but then it will roll again as it kicks out. And it won't give you a full range of movement like a ball lead or an Americano lead, I think they're called. And it also won't dig in much harder like a pyramid lead would. A pyramid lead will hold a lot better, but it will give you slight movement. This is more middle of the range, rolling lead. Like I say, the water's in, it's touching the very bottom of this little bank I'm on. It's probably a good foot of water in there now, so I'm going to get this out, get fishing, and let's see what we can get. I think it could be a good session tonight, it really could. Well, that's second cast, and I'm now getting bites, so I'm going to reel it in and see what's on there. I reckon, with the way the bites are going, it's going to be a whiting, but we will find out. Yeah, there's something there. Might just have to disappear off camera quickly. It's definitely rattling away quite nicely. Whatever it is isn't big. Be honest with you, yeah, I'd say there's something there. I can feel it thumping away. What do we have? Oh, that's not a whiting. That's not a whiting. Not the biggest by any means, but a fish is a fish. Let's get the hook out of his mouth, so I don't want to be holding him with the bloody hook in his mouth. I know it's tiny, but a little baby bass, look at that. Perfection in miniature, look at him. Absolutely spot on. Angry little bugger. Got his spikes up, but where there's smaller ones, there could well be bigger ones. It's the first fish, they're coming in, it's really shallow out there still, but little bass to kick it off. Happy days, beat the blank already as well. Get this second cast, I'll get this third cast out, sorry. Let's see what else we can catch. Well, that cast just went out. It was in a matter of seconds, and I caught the first one of the night. Little whiting. Nothing to write home about, but it's a fish is a fish. They're coming on the feed. There's a little bit of depth to that water now. Second fish of the night. I'm going to keep fishing now. I think this could be quite good for species. I'm hoping it's not just all whiting now from now on, because if they come in and flood the area, it's going to be hard to get through them. But I'm going to get some more baits out and see what's out there. That rod tips are rattling again. I reckon it's going to be another whiting, but let's find out. Yeah, there's weight there. I reckon another whiting. Really do. I reckon there's going to be a lot of them about in here tonight. A heck of a lot of them about. Oh, what we got? It's tiny, whatever it is. It's another Bertie bass, look. Another little basslet, look at that, eh? Pretty little fish. Beautiful little things. No matter how big or how small bass are when I catch them, I think they're absolutely beautiful. They really, really are. Now, I would like something a bit bigger than this, I'm not gonna lie. However, it's sport, it's action. It's a fisher cast at the minute. Can't grumble about that. I'm gonna get this little blighter put back and we'll get another bait out and see what else we can catch. Well, it's still a fisher cast. I've had a couple more whiting, which I'm not going to keep showing on camera because you don't want to keep seeing whiting because, you know, they're like 2 a dozen at the minute. However, that rod tip is going again. So I'm hoping there could be some different species out there. A pouting, like I say, a dab, flounder is what I really want. Might pick up a doggy at some point, you never know. But at the minute, it's basslets and whiting only. It's sport, that's all that matters, you know, it is good fun on the lighter tackle as well. However, I do want something different, you know, whiting after whiting after whiting, it does get tedious after a while. And something a bit bigger would be nice as well, something to put a bend in the rod, but It's the Suffolk coast. It's this time of year, it's a whiting fest. Could pick up a bigger bass. If the whiting are there, the bigger bass could be there as well. They could be floating around, and they do like a ragworm. Everybody knows that. So yeah, keep persevering and see what we can get. It's a beautiful night. The port's absolutely crazy. There's been some big boats come past and go in there and one leave so far. That's a constant evolution, that port. It's constantly working. I don't think it ever stops. Maybe at Christmas, I'm not too sure. But yeah, like I say, it's a nice night so far. Nice and relaxing. A few fish for the mix. Gonna have to just keep fishing away and see what we can catch. If you look at that rod tip, it's absolutely bending round. Wait a second. There is something on there. Hopefully you can see it. Super sensitive rod tip. It really, really is. It picks up the most finicky of bites. It can pick up a dab's fart at 200 metres, I reckon. It really, really can. You watch. Now I'll put the camera on it. It's not going to go. Guaranteed. That will not fold over. Let's keep watching it. You can see the port over there as well in the background. It's a nice place to fish here. There's just something about it. You know, even if, there we go, look at that. That is, I reckon, a whiting. I'll let that go one more time and then we'll reel it in and we'll see what's on the end of it. Come on. One more time. Da, 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 da. Go. Fold around, Mr. Whiting. No, that's what you are. There we go. Let's see what's on it. A little bit of weight. In fact, it's quite a lot of weight. That is quite a weighty fish, whatever that is. I'm saying that could be some weed. Nah, that's not weed, that's a fish. That's quite heavy. Where are you? Ah, different species. Beautiful. That is Mr. Pout. That is a different species. Mr. Pout. Lovely. That rod tip just absolutely slammed around. Bearing in mind I'm using light gear, lifted into it. Of course, it had to be the second one after the one I filmed with the baby pout. Lifted into it and this fish kicked up and gave a hell of a scrap. Look at him. Not massive, but on the light tackle, that is an absolutely beautiful little bass. That really, really is. There we go, get the fin up. Perfect. What a beautiful fish. Absolutely lovely. Like I say, not massive, but they're about. I knew they would be. All I need now is a flat fish and my night is complete. But look at him, hey? What a beautiful, beautiful fish. Like I say, they are so stunning. Bass are absolutely beautiful fish. I'm going to put this one back because I don't want to keep them out of the water too long. Get in. What a night. Fisher cast and now a half decent Bertie Basset. Beautiful. What was I saying earlier? A Fisher cast, and it still is. Got a beautiful little Bertie bass, probably the smallest one of the night so far maybe. Bit different to the other one, but the bass are there. That's the main thing. It's teeming with bass. Little bass, larger bass. There'll be some big bass out there as well. Guarantee it in the mix. It's a case of trying to find them. And of course the whiting are there and the pouting as well, which is probably what the bigger bass are coming in to feed. These are feeding on the worms and stuff which are being uncovered by the tide. Time to get another bait out. Let's see if I can get another fish on this cast. There we go. Got another little bite on that. Could well be another little basslet or a whiting. Let it go one more time and I'll bring it in. It's been giving some pretty solid fuds before that as well. Come on, indicate one more time. The sea is absolutely, estuary is alive with fish. Little tap, tap, taparoo. Slight indication. There you go, that's a fish. That's a fish. Yeah, there's something there. Question is, what is it? I like to get heavier the closer in they get. Where are you? That is another little pout. Like I say, that is what these big bass, if they're in, which they will be somewhere, they're going to be in, they're going to be feeding on these little tiny pout. Size of that, tiny little fish, but that is what the fish are in here feeding on, the bigger ones. Anyway, right, get this little bugger back, get another bait out. It is absolutely crazy out there, fish galore. There is fish out there, left, right and centre. It is absolutely insane. That cast was a double shot. On that cast, I had pouty pout on the top hook, and on the bottom hook, Bertie bass. Only little, but great fun, absolutely fantastic sport. It's teeming with fish out there, it really, really is. Let's crack on. Well, it's now about an hour to high tide. And to be honest with you, I've had a couple more little baby bass on a whiting. Bites have sort of dried up from where they were. At one point they were coming thick and fast, that was a fish a cast. But now, sporadic, you know they are sporadic. It's very, very, it's quite a bit of time in between bites now, whereas at one point I was putting it in the water and it was going within 30 seconds to a minute. Could be a good sign. Obviously it means the whiting and the little bass have disappeared, which could well mean that I've got a chance of a flatfish or something different if they come through. Who knows? It's been a really, really enjoyable night. It really, really has. It's been nice to get some species, nice to get a load of fish in. Like I say, stopped sea fishing for a little while, didn't go as much. Got the bug back massively now on a night like this. Even though they're little, some people out there, you know, like you're watching the likes of Gareth Griffiths down at Wales catching blonde after blonde, you know, massive rays. I'd love to be able to do that, but around here we can't. You have to make do with what's on your doorstep and make do with the fish that are there. And unfortunately around there the fish are slightly smaller, don't get the big ray species, don't get the tope. So we just got to fish with lighter tactics to try and winkle out what we can. And obviously I've done that tonight, so happy days. Happy days indeed. I think there's a bit more tide picked up now because I did put that lead out a little bit further last cast and I had a bass, but the ledge was trundling all the way around. I've got someone fishing beside me, so I don't really want to go over his lines anymore. So I put it out to the left of me and it seems to be sitting quite nicely. I haven't put it out as far because, as we all know, flounders, flatfish, they do like to sit closer in. So that's what I'm aiming for now. Aiming for a flatty. Like I say, there's no bites, there's no rattles, the whiting and the bass seem to have disappeared, so it's now going to be a case of sitting it out as usual and seeing what comes along. What a night. It's been a bit quiet for a little while, but I'm pretty sure I just saw a rattle on that rod tip. But let's see if, oh, there we go, slackened off a little bit. Is it gonna go anymore? There's definitely something there, having a go at the bait. Come on. Give me another indication. What a beautiful night. To be honest with you, it's not even that cold. It's quite nice. The middle of October. I'm just here in a hoodie, t-shirt underneath. It's quite nice. Oh, there we go. There's something there, isn't there? Shall we investigate and see what it is? Well, there's quite a bit of weight there. Quite a bit of weight. That could be weed. That could well be weed. Good old GoPros, eh? That last cast obviously cut out halfway through. Didn't record it all. That was a little Powton. And I got myself some free tackle. Free lead in there, can't grumble at that. Always love a little bit of free tackle. So, I think I'm gonna make this my last cast. Loads of fish tonight, absolutely loads of fish. Tide's right up. Seems to have died off a little bit now. They were there sort of at the beginning of the flood up to maybe 3/4 of the way through, and now it's died off. Don't know how many fish I had, lost count, loads I didn't put on camera because you don't want to keep seeing whiting and tiny bass and stuff like that. But yeah, what a night. Absolutely perfect night in beautiful conditions and in nice surroundings as well. Nice easy fishing. If you want to fish here, you literally 6 o'clock in the evening, that car park becomes free, which is next to the beach. You get out your car, 30 seconds later, you're fishing. What an absolutely brilliant little spot. But yeah, I've got a bite. I'm going to leave that to develop because obviously got 2 hooks on there. Oh, it's gone completely slack. Completely slack. Don't think I've got whatever that is, or I have done, maybe. Whatever it is, it's very small. What have I got? Nothing. Missed that one. Bugger. Well, it looks like I'm going to have one more cast now. That's not going to be my last cast, going to have one more out there. Can't believe I missed that. Well, that's it. It's high tide, it's 1 o'clock. I said I was only staying till 1, till high tide. Rod's still in the water. I'm now going to bring it in. Had a couple of little rattles on it, but it's gone dead over slack, as you can probably imagine. Let's get it in. Let's see what's going on. Thank you very much for watching. If you got this far, really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate you watching this far. There's quite a lot of weight to this, to be honest with you. That's going to be weed. I reckon any weed that was up in the water, going around with the tide. Now it's slackening off a bit. It's probably dropped down to the bottom. I reckon I'm going to have a big old clump of weed on this. If you like the video, give it a like. Subscribe as well. Leave a comment. Do reply to every comment. What are you? Are you a fish? Or are you some weed? Ah. Neither. Big old crabby crab. And that is a sign to leave. Once you start hooking crabs, it's always a sign to go. But yeah, like I say, it's been an enjoyable night. Bass, Powton and whiting. Nothing massive, but I wasn't expecting anything massive tonight. I had that fairly nicest bash earlier on the light tackle. That bass was absolutely beautiful. And like I say, it's been a lovely night in lovely surroundings. Chilled out with a few fish. There he is, Mr. Krabby Crab. Thanks for watching. Like I say, that was fishing down by Felixstowe docks. Super light tackle, bit of ragworm, trying to nick a bite. Didn't get no flatties, but had loads of other species. Thank you very much for watching. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.